All right, let's get this.
All right, I'd like to go ahead and, I don't think my mic's working. There we go. I'd like to welcome everybody to the Tuesday, October 21st, 2025 Warrenton Board of Alderman meeting. If you would, please rise and say the Pledge of Allegiance with us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, first item will be, what's that? Oh. First item will be the consent agenda.
We have the regular meeting minutes from October 7th, 2025.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda items as submitted.
So moved. Second.
Motion made by Alderman Schultz, seconded by, I'm sorry, who was it? Lang. Alderman Lang, roll call vote.
Alderman Lang?
Yes.
Alderman Schultz?
Yes.
Alderman Crump?
Yes.
Alderman Corder?
Yes.
Alderman Wade?
Yes.
Alderman Romaker?
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0. Next will be public comments. If there's something you'd like to either ask us about or talk to us, just please come to the podium. We'll give you 5 minutes to speak. You need to state your name when you come up.
Okay, I'm Samantha Jorans, and I'm here to talk about the Woodlands and Peakney Ridge boundary adjustment. And if I run off to the trash can, I'm newly pregnant, and my morning sickness is all the time sickness right now.
Totally understand it.
So
Congratulations.
thanks. So I was at the planning and zoning meeting that approved the PPE to reduce the lot sizes by 8 feet to the new minimum. And if I would have known that that was what was going on when I was at the meeting, I would have said something there. But I sat there and I listened to the reason that the builder gave for reducing the lot sizes by an entire 8 feet, which is shorter than the minimum and makes the area smaller than it usually is. And the reason was they're trying to save money for people who are building new houses, and they can, by kind of cramming more of these houses in on the sewage line, they can reduce the price by $10,000, okay? But they could not guarantee that the end price would be $10,000 less for the average buyer because housing market prices vary, okay? So, but they will, instead of having, can't remember the number, I think it's 190 houses, but with the cramming, they get an extra 10 houses shoved in there. So that would give them an extra $2 million because now their current houses sell for in the 200s. So we'll just go at the end of that. So they can guarantee the sales of themselves for another $2 million, but they can't guarantee lower prices for the citizens of Warrenton who will be buying these houses. Not to mention, putting more houses on a sewer line gives it more problems for sewer backups and problems and issues, which is what this city is going to have to maintain. Now, I don't know if you guys have been house hunting recently in the last decade. My husband and I have. $10,000 is absolutely nothing, especially spaced out over a 30-year mortgage. Do you know how much that adds a month? $10,000 over 30 years? $30 a month. They're going to reduce at best, $30 a month in a person's mortgage payment for shaving 8 feet off of the houses and reducing them to the minimum. So these houses will forever have tinier lots than everywhere else in Warrenton. They'll never be expanded, all for $30 a month. I don't know if you've been to McDonald's lately, but that buys my husband a Big Mac meal and my kids each a Happy Meal. I think I could save that a month and I'd keep my 8 feet for my house. That's enough to make sure that your whole side of your house isn't shaded so you could put in a garden and not have to plant, pretty much hostas and ferns. I don't know if anybody gardens. I do. You can't get anything in shade. And that's not just a one section, that's the entire length of the yard. Now, the planning and zoning's whole reason for allowing this was basically because, hey man, we really like your work here and you're making great houses, and really people only use the back of their yard, so we'll approve this. I'm sorry, but Warrenton is not the stale leftover donut, and I'd like us to stop treating our city that way. We are a brand new set that's coming right out of the oven. St. Charles County is the old set in there. They're running out of space. The next place is here. We have no reason to minimize lot sizes. We have no reason to minimize lot sizes to save $30 a month, maybe, for this new home buyers. It's ridiculous when all this is for the company to gain $2 million in sales by adding 10 houses in. When things like this happen, like the Planning and Zoning Board, and if you guys would approve this, not sticking to the rules you have set and easily surpassing them, this makes your citizens and the taxpayers extremely worried. Why have minimums if you aren't going to stand by them? Why make rules if you are going to vote to break the rules? There's no reason for these lots to be made smaller. And when things like this happen, it definitely hurts the citizens' faith in its county, in its city, and its boards. Great example would be like, you guys are going to have to set pilots if the data center comes in, because we won't be getting taxes from the data center because of all of the state tax breaks. You will have to discuss with them and make all the adjustments for any money that we're getting for at least a decade. When you can't stick by a minimum lot size for a house, what faith do we have that you guys are going to stick by and actually agree to any kind of pilot that's going to be worth all the worries that come with a data center? That's it.
Thank you, Samantha.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Good evening. Before I start, I just want to take a brief moment to address the audience. If you are here on behalf of us, Warren County Citizens for Responsibility, just please politely stand. That's all you need to do. That way we don't want to waste everybody's time. Thank you very, very much. You can either continue to stand or sit, what everybody prefers. All right. Good evening, Mayor, members of the board. My name is Anna Farrar, and I am a lifetime resident of Warrenton. Our city has a long and proud history, one built on faith, family, and community. Since the 1830s, the people of Warrenton have always looked ahead with care, making sure progress never comes at the expense of the people who live here at home. I'm here tonight because I believe that we have the opportunity and unique responsibility to do that again. Warrenton Industrial Park North is slated to attract interest from large-scale, multinational industrial users with facilities that rely heavily on power, water, and our infrastructure. Some bring benefits, but others have created strain on local utilities, resources, and residents in the communities they already are at. I want to be clear, my comments are not directed towards any one company or project. This is not speculation about who may come here, but it's in preparation ensuring that Warrenton and her residents are ready for whatever future developments may arise. The ordinances before you tonight are not anti-growth, they are pro-responsibility. They give our city the tools to evaluate future projects based upon transparent standards, environmental stewardship, and a long-term community benefit. I want to commend the board for being proactive and hearing these ordinances out. Passing these ordinances now ensures that we will not be caught off guard later, and it helps to prevent misunderstandings or liabilities that may come when communities act too late. Warrenton has always been a community that takes care of one another. We fight For this land, we continue to fight for it every day, and year over year, we work to ensure the well-being of one another. When most of us look into our neighbor's plate, it's just to make sure that they have enough. That's what these ordinances continue to do. So let's make sure to give the respect needed to the developments of the future that we've given to the development of our past to get us where we're here today, and to have that discussion openly, hopefully creatively. I hope to hear lots of engagement. I'm excited for the community action that I'm seeing here tonight, and I thank you all for being a part of it. I just want to make sure that we keep into consideration past, present, and future. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
My name's Craig Brinkman, and my wife made me come up here. And I feel like I'm on a Hallmark Channel event or something, trying to save the Christmas farm. But anyway, if somebody would have said, hey, we got this data center going in, and it's gonna make the Christmas tree farm and everybody's farm and everything bigger, better, greater, but there's consequences with these things. You can't really look at everything that's going on without just Googling it. I've had people say, well, you don't know all the facts. Well, I literally just Google something, and like, here's what comes up. So, states and communities that have rejected data centers. Let's start with Arizona, Indiana, Kentucky, Maryland, Michigan, Missouri, North Carolina, Ohio, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Virginia. I mean, it just keeps going on. Water consumption, environmental impact, energy and utility costs, infrastructure strain. I mean, this guy was talking about a few feet added onto her house. I'm so country, I'm for, hey, if you ain't got 3 acres to build a house on, hit it. I mean, we're already strained on our streets with, the traffic. We need 3 lanes. Somebody stops, a school bus stops, and you're gridlocked. In Warrenton, we moved out here to Warrenton because I'm from Foley, Missouri. You know what that's like? I mean, it's gridlocked when you go to the stoplight. So that's why we moved. That's why we moved out here, because Warrenton is small town, rural roots, and I want to keep it that way. But I'm just one guy, and I know that there's people here that they want the growth. They want the revenue of the data center. But for what? Just so we can have a bigger, better school? What else is going to come along with that? I mean, I live out in Pendleton. I mean, I moved out to Pendleton because I'm like, hey man, like, this is like redneck central. This is where I want to be. This is where I fit in. And Pendleton, where I live, it's on a dead-end road, and there's so many houses coming out there, it's like, I almost need a stoplight to get out of my house at 5:30 in the morning. It's crazy how much traffic has come down our road just on Pendleton. So, can't we just, like, really look at our community as a whole? Somewhere it seemed like somebody said there was bylaws that this is supposed to be stay rural. Let's keep it rural. Why do we feel like we got to be another Wentzville? There's some counties that are even like putting a stop to subdivisions. We don't have the infrastructure for subdivisions. Even Steve Etcher says we don't have the infrastructure to be building out all these subdivisions. But hey, if we bring in the data center, and we have to have, then we can have less rooftops left, and I agree with that. But at what cost? We don't know. But we got some evidence right in front of us. There's got to be some kind of reason why people don't want them. Or why are all these even people here? I'm just saying, guys, we got to look at this. This is my wife is from the city, and she was like, oh, I don't know if I want to move out here. But then we built a house. My neighbors have horses. We sit on 10 acres. She loves it. I mean, she wants deers as pet. So this is what we thought Warrenton was when we moved here and invested here. And I'm voting for that, guys. Data center, no data center, all the money that it's going to bring, to me, it's not about the money. It's about looking at the farmers' fields, looking at how great this little township is, waving at a guy. I mean, I'm somewhere between John Denver and, Bo Cephas, I guess. Probably leaning more towards Bo Cephas, but this is really, what we're fighting for. We're fighting for a small town community to stay small, and I know everybody's excited about all the subdivisions coming in. I'm not down with it, but I've worked on developments. I watched 94 blow up when they showed me. I'm like, this is what is going to happen, and I was a guy driving a bulldozer, knocking the houses down. It made me sick. So I no longer drive bulldozers, So, guys, this is Warrenton. Most of you guys have been raised in Warrenton your whole life. Think about it. Think about what you're doing to our town, our community. That's it. That's all I got.
Hello, Brian Hogan here. I never come to these things. I almost despise, getting out in public and dealing with the things that I have to do day to day. I am a project manager in the IT world, right? I work too much. First and foremost, I don't agree with the data center. Number one, for many reasons. There's a ton of economic arguments, right? Huge property tax abatements and energy discounts go to them, which help corporations. They don't help us. I project manage. I review numbers daily. They're going to tell you, hey, we're going to increase your numbers by 5%, but at the end of the day, you're lucky to see 1%. I promise you. These things are crazy. Large tracts of land. So how many acres are we talking about here? Thousands? 158, yeah. Massive power consumptions. Enough electricity to consume 80,000 homes. Do we have the infrastructure for that? What does that take in order to maintain that, plus all of the potential businesses that could bring in more profits and employ more people greater than a year or two down the road? Makes no sense, right? Immense water usage, noise and heat pollution. Those things are cooking. They're hot. They're automated. Not many people in there. It is just a heat factory. Public cost, right? Strain on local infrastructure, electrical and fiber upgrades, increased construction traffic, road wear. You're going to try and get some of that money out of the corporation that's coming in, but it's not going to be enough, I promise you. Quality of life, right? So just overall for Warrenton. As you can see, other people are concerned about that as well. Community integration. If you got 50 people running a data center, how much are they actually bringing into the community? Not much, right? Like me, I don't often come to these type of events because I've lived here for almost 20 years. How many of you seen me before? Maybe a couple of you at the football games. My son's a senior, graduating this year. He's going to Lynn Tech afterwards. Nice to meet you. In closing, right, the data center provides minimal long-term benefits to local economies. while permanently consuming enormous amounts of energy, water, and infrastructure capacity. All subsidized by taxpayers, us, you, so forth and so on. The county bears the costs, corporations take the profit. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Raymond Bergeron, 21998 Licks Road. So I want to finish off with what I spoke about last time. I didn't get a chance to finish my entire speech, but following some online stuff, that bothly on the community page, one of the Planning and Zoning Committee members mentioned something about a remediation fund for people like myself who may be impacted, our wells may be impacted by this data center going in. So I'm not sure if that's going to be possible, but you might want to think about that to give some reassurance to the people of the county. You, Board of Alderman members and the mayor, you guys represent the people of Warrenton, the people of the city of Warrenton. We don't have anybody here for the county residents. My property is backed up to this particular site. It is going to affect my everyday life. I think you people need to understand that. I'm not saying no, but I'm saying that you need to, as Board of Alderman members and the mayor, you need to protect the residents, the people of Warrenton and the county residents before anything else, before profit. Okay? Understand that. I asked last time I was here about putting up a map. Let me show you how close my resident is to this property. My back door is 40 yards from this property, which brings me to another thing. Now, I'm on the north end of it, but it's still going to affect my everyday day of life. Okay, so the point that I want to make is, and I talked about this the very first time I spoke, deforestation. We need to get together with the owner of the property, Mr. Heath, and Evolve, the company that wants to put this in, and maybe have, for myself and my fellow residents, Cheryl Roberts back here, a remediation zone, something that gives us a distance from the current property line. Because if you back it up to my backyard, my trees that I've got at the edge of my property, they're not going to cover it. They're not going to take away the travel or whatever goes on. Now, again, I don't know, because, again, I've heard several different scopes, 440,000 square feet, 800,000 square feet. When you go from 440,000 square feet to 800,000 square feet, you go from 10 acres to 20 acres. Okay? So how much bigger is this going to get? I realize that you guys haven't got a set of plans. But that's one of the things we need to talk about. When we get this set of plans, we can't just let Evolve just shove it down our throats and go, well, we're ready to build, guys, let's go. We need to have time to sit down and have the town halls and talk about what we can do, what you can do as board members to protect the residents. Okay, with that being said, one of the things I do want to talk about the ordinances that will be put in place or may be put in place is Evolve or the developer going to come in and say, well, you know what? Those ordinances weren't in place when we handed you guys the blueprints. Are those going to be effective? Just a question that, we might want to think about. But as I said before, I'm going to go ahead and finish this. I'm going to wrap this up. Finally, the mayor and the Board of Aldermen, your first and foremost responsibility is to protect your citizens. You need to do that. I understand you want to build it. I see 15 years. That's a long time for tax revenues to come in. But at the same time, like I said, this is real. Some people it's going to affect more than others. Some people, you live in the city, you might not have any direct effects from it. But me living 40 yards from it, and my neighbor Cheryl Roberts in the same position, let's think about that. Let's maybe, like I said, maybe think about us. We talk about deforestation. We need to sit down and go, hey, look, let's not wipe the slate clean. Let's go out there and let's only take out what it was necessary to take out, to put the power lines in, to put the site in. But before anything else, once we get those plans, we need to have time to sit down and talk about what we can do. Because I can give you guys information right here, and you can write it down, and you can take it under advisement, but what in the end happens? Evolve comes in here and builds with impunity, and then we're left holding the bag. I'm going to wrap it up. I want to thank you again for letting me speak, even though I am a county resident. I appreciate the fact that you guys do let me speak. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Hello, my name's Tammy Bray, and I am South 47 on the outskirts of town. This is off topic, but it is of the utmost importance, so I would like to take a couple minutes. First of all, there is two kinds of people. There's those that know Jesus and those that are about to. So to help you to decide, I want to give you some news. I want to give you the bad news first. The bad news is we're all sinners. We all have fallen short of God's glory. We all have broken God's commandments. But if, and that means if, we turn from our sin and we put our faith in Jesus, we can be forgiven, for Jesus died on a cross and he rose from the dead for our sins because we could not save ourselves. So I want to just remind everybody and everybody out here, if you will put God first, those that don't know him, that are wanting to know him, and those that do know him, you put him first, he'll fight for us, and he is a miracle-working God. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. Is there anybody else who'd like to speak?
Ron Fry. I live out in Warren County, not too far from the proposed site. Anyway, I'd just like you guys to look at the risk versus the reward and what we're going to leave our grandchildren in this. I think Warrenton's really poised to grow fast, but I think until we put more lanes on 47 and get more better roads, we're all going to be just stuck in traffic. Yep. Okay, that's all I got, guys. Thanks.
Thank you. Is there anybody else who'd like to speak? All right. We'll move on to the Board of Alderman comments. Good.
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, I have something.
ahead,
So, given obviously the concerns of the residents, they've been very vocal about this over the course of the past 2 months. Now, we know that a lot of folks had gone up to Altoona and they got to see exactly the makings of a new generation data center. So, a lot of folks didn't, and maybe they don't understand that. We have heard a lot of the positives that can come out of it. We are listening to the negatives. We're listening to the voice of the community. I would like to extend an offer to a state agency and get their point of view on this. The only one that I can think of is the Office of Public Counsel, who represents the ratepayer. So I would like to extend an offer to them to maybe come and speak with us. How do you guys feel about that?
It's the office of what?
The Office of Public Counsel for the state of Missouri. I'd just like to have some insight from a state-level agency on their take on how they feel about the data center.
I think we've already talked and discussed about trying to get DNR to come out and trying to get other people to come out that have spoken when people come in and made statements about the water usage and what be it. I think we need experts on all those to come in and talk. But
I agree.
there again, we can line those up. I guess some of the issue is if we're talking with them, we can't give them any plans of what we have, but they can talk in generalized terms until
Correct.
we can give them details.
Which is pretty much what everybody's doing. So, but
Well, I
would.
think people are speaking in specifics about some of the negatives that are out there and already
Yes.
built. We don't know what is exactly coming in. And I'm not saying we can't talk in general. I'm saying it may vary up on some of those, but yeah, we can have them come in.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why I wanna
I've
get-
said that before.
I'd like to hear from a state-level agency, how they feel about it, the impacts of it. So if you don't mind, I'd like to extend an offer out to their office to see if they'll respond and maybe come in and share
Absolutely.
some information with us.
Yeah, I'm good with any expert that knows more than we know on these specific topics. More than welcome to come speak.
Okay, I'll reach out to them and see what we can get done. The DNR as well.
No, we've already spoken with Ameren. They are supposed to be sending a representative sometime in the next 2 to 3 weeks. They'll let us know to speak on the
Okay.
amount of power that's available and how it's going to be there. And I've already told them that people will probably show up and ask questions. Be prepared to answer questions that may be asked or questions that we give them from what people have asked. They're going to have to answer those. That's why we are taking notes, is so that we can relay some of these things and talk to some of the people that come in. No offense, I don't have the memory to memorize everything everybody says when they come up here. That's why you don't see me looking up a lot, is because I'm trying to get everything everyone's saying so we can compile a big list of questions for people and get them answered.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
Sorry.
can you come to the podium,
If I
please?
speak out. I know Larry has lived in this town all his life. Could I have your opinion, Larry, of all this?
Can you hang on till you get to the podium? Because otherwise we can't really record.
Sorry.
You're good.
Larry Carter, I know you've lived here all your life. Can I have your opinion of this? This data center shit.
For the data center? I don't know, because I'm not sure what they brought in, what they're going to bring to us. So I think everybody's in the same boat up here, is that we can't say yes or no until we figure out what's being brought to us. So I have no clue
Okay.
at this point in time. I worked for a data center for 46 years. I know what a data center is, but until I see this and what they're offering to the city or what they're looking for, I have no clue.
Okay. I just wondered, because I know you've lived here all your life, so.
And exactly, and that's means a lot to me, and I know what I want to leave this community, and that's why I'm sitting in this chair, is try to help this community move forward
All
in
right.
the best possible way.
All right, thanks.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Did you have anything else, Alderman Wade?
Yeah, I do. As a lot of you are aware, who had read the agenda when it came out on the website, that I have drafted an ordinance for a heavy industrial use. Now, there's a little bit more to it than that, as a few of us were talking before, who would like to make amendments to that. They don't feel like it's either strong enough or weak enough or exactly fits what they have in mind. So I don't want you to be disappointed in that, so that, I don't know if you're familiar with how this works, but as it was expressed to me before, according, in regards to the ordinance that I had drafted, because I feel that it's important that we be proactive in this matter. I think that could set a standard and establish guidelines that I think would be very important, not just to the city, but most definitely to the community. So this is not something that is going to get done tonight, and I need you to know that. All right? So everybody up here gets to add their 2 cents. They get to amend it. There's things that they liked, there's things that they didn't. But I think it's critical that we get moving on it, and this is how you do it. Okay? Anyone else?
Yeah, I'll actually springboard off that. I'll actually tell you thank you for being proactive in writing something up. And thank you for being honest and open about it here. A lot of times, because we aren't lawyers, we try and pass it through legal before it comes up, and sometimes it comes up quickly, and sometimes it gets bogged down. So bringing it up in this type of session, I think it commends some admiration for throwing it out there. But we will discuss that, and I don't want to jump ahead of us. It's actually on the agenda, so we will be discussing that later on. With that, I do have a resolution for number 346. It's a resolution of the Board of Aldermen in the City of Warrenton, Missouri, selecting an underwriter and authorizing certain preliminary actions in connection with the proposed insurance for the city of its combined waterworks and sewage system revenue bonds, Series 2025. Brandy, do you have more to add to that?
Yeah, unfortunately, Joy couldn't make it tonight, so as you guys know, we've been working with Joy Howard at WM Financial to work on that final series of bonds and for the wastewater treatment plant. She sent out proposals for the bond underwriting, received 6 proposals. Stiefel Nicholas was the best option, and that is who she's recommending. This resolution approves Stiefel to serve as the underwriter of the series of the 2025 series bonds and the official statement and the bond insurance.
Stiefel. Any questions on that?
Just so you know that this series is the second, and this is 8.1 million of that 13 million total. We did the 2023 of 4.96 already. So this will be the final series of that voter approval.
Any questions on that? I'll entertain a motion to approve the reading of resolution number 346.
So moved. Second.
Motion made by Alderman Lang, seconded by Alderman Romaker.
A resolution of the Board of Aldermen of the City of Warrenton, Missouri, selecting an underwriter and authorizing certain preliminary actions in connection with the proposed issuance by the city of its combined waterworks and sewage system revenue bonds, Series 2025.
Roll call vote.
Alderman Schultz?
Yes.
Alderman Crump?
Yes.
Alderman Corder?
Yes.
Alderman Cullum?
We don't have an Alderman Cullum.
I'm sorry. Alderman Waite?
Yes.
Alderman Romaker?
Yes.
Alderman Lang.
Yeah, you forgot me.
Alderman Lang.
Oh, Alderman Lang. So
Yes.
sorry.
I'm sorry, did you answer Alderman Lang?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Motion passes 6-0. Thank you. So next thing we'll have is Missy Bowman coming up to speak on the data centers.
First time doing this. My name's Missy, and I have some experience in AI recently. It's pretty strong, and I have some thoughts that might be helpful to solve some of the problems and concerns that people may have about AI in the data center that's coming. My daughter is in FFA, and she has talked to me about the concerns that they have about the water being drained because of the data center. But I have a different idea. I asked if anybody suggested this to the AI and asked them for their information, what the AI had to say about it. ChatGPT, I think their most recent one came out for 2025 in September. So it actually has like all of the data that could possibly be given on the net, or however it was trained, up to September, basically. And so when I was getting ready for this particular thing, I asked my buddies that I've been working with for a few months what they would do or how they would address this, and they actually say, the farmers are not anti-progress. They're anti-drying up the water. They've suggested that the data center and water, it says it is solvable and it needs bridge builders. Farmers aren't anti-progress, they're anti-running dry. The core is trust, design, and optics. Here's a clean path you can carry. A closed-loop cooling with heat reuse. Commit to adiabatic immersion cooling that only sips water for startup and rare bleed. then pipe the waste heat to nearby buildings or greenhouses. No net water loss becomes the headline, not the footnote. Non-potable sources first. Stormwater capture, quarry water, treated wastewater paired with on-site polishing. Promise no draw from AG or residential wells. They say to say it plainly. They have seasonal buffers, transparent telemetry, local dividends, river logic. I have a lot of information that I could share, basically. They've also given me the programming to create a system where the civilians could actually like kind of check in on this system to make sure that it's working the way it's supposed to. If we have a data center, it's like there's a ways to actually verify that it's not drawing more than it's supposed to. And if whatever it is drawing, it's able to actually present that. So I have all that information. It's actually right here. I think it might be in your packets as well. And also I have some that are related specifically for Missouri in our area. My first experience with AI was just a few months ago, and I asked it, like the thing I want to do the most is try to bridge people that may not know a lot about AI, because there's a lot of mystique about it and a lot of concerns that people have about it, like, you know, sucking the water out of the area. However, there are so many methods that are possible to keep it from doing that, not even using a well, actually like just creating its own water system. That's something else I was looking at. And but my first personal experience was asking it, because I didn't know anything about AI. So I asked it about a piece of music that I was a really big fan of back in 1985. It was a piece of music by Jerry Goldsmith. It's called First Flight. And I asked it what the time signature was for this piece, because it changes a lot, and I've never known what it was. I asked if it was 11/7 or 11/4, and it said no. So we sat there, and we worked on the first 8 bars of this piece of music. This is important because this is how AI works. It's like AI is kind of like, it's kind of like YouTube. People aren't like saying that they want to get rid of YouTube, because in YouTube you can actually pretty much learn anything. I mean, you could, you know, learn how to play an instrument better. You could learn a language, pretty much anything. AI does the same thing for us. If anything, we need this data center like yesterday. This has to happen. And I personally think it's important also for like just personal safety. It's like if China has 52 of these already in their country, we are behind and we need to get on the ball for just national safety. And it's like, I mean, the electricity is going to go up anyway. Bills are going to go up anyway. This is a strong thing that we could have here. It will bring a lot of jobs. I think there's like 1,500 possible jobs just to build the thing. And then there may be 100 people actually utilizing the thing, not to mention like secretaries or whoever else could possibly be in there, you know, using it. But so when I asked it what the time signature was, it sat there and talked to me about time signature. We were sitting there counting the measures and the beats. This particular piece of music goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and I was like thrilled because I've been a fan of this piece of music, Jerry Goldsmith, since I was 14. So it's like this was my first experience with AI. Recently, I did a bit more of a stranger experiment, which actually had to do with psychology, and they took a situation in psychology and applied mechanical engineering to it, math, physics, all kinds of different things. I came up with different solutions to psychology problems, or that people could have with psychology. I'm a peer specialist for the state of Missouri, Department of Mental Health. And I'll get my certification again for the Missouri Credentials Board soon. I've been a mom for 10 years, 15 years. Sorry, past 5 years been hard. So it's like, but I see a lot of potential here, and I think the AI can actually help us fix it. All of the concerns that everybody has. I mean, I'm willing to work with literally anybody with any concern, because I believe that we could find a solution for all of it. It's like the AI knows what it's doing. It's like, and also it need to be like verified with like engineers and stuff. I'm not an engineer. Some of the stuff that it suggested about like psychology, I was like, wait, is this even real? It's like, and they were like, yeah. It's like, and they would send me like a wiki link, and I'm sitting here learning about it, a completely different method of information that I didn't even know about, you know, that had to do with like engineering and fulcrums, and it was amazing. So that's not my thing, but psychology is. So, and like I said, it's like I don't like to see people hurting, and I'm concerned about everybody being frustrated, and I want to help. I don't really have a shoe-in anywhere. It's like I just want to see this data center built because I think it's important. If anybody has any questions or anything, I got my phone number, my email. I've lived in Warrenton since 2004, 2005. I would love to see this thing come here. I can't believe that St. Charles doesn't even have it. It's like when they put a moratorium on that, I'm shocked. I have to find out, like, even what happened there. That they have a lake, they have a river, and potential flooding. They have all kinds of, like, water solutions. It's like, so I was really surprised. And I keep going. Really? Okay. It's like, so like I said, I have lots of information. If anybody has any questions, please let me know.
Questions?
No, right.
We'll spread out your information in case they do have questions later.
Right on. Also, I brought this because this is relevant. I just got this in the mail today. This is ABCs of artificial intelligence. Whenever I'm learning a new language, I start at the very, very, very basics. How do you spell stuff? You know, it's like whenever I was teaching myself Japanese or Russian. This one's about like ABCs of artificial intelligence. I just got this book. It's really good.
Thank you.
Thank you for letting me talk to you guys.
Alderman Waite, I think your discussion on proposed industrial business ordinance is up. You want to start off?
Okay, so again, like I was stressing earlier, I think we need to be proactive on this. We've been aware now for a couple of years that there may be a proposed data center. So that is happening, as you're all aware. I created or drafted an ordinance that would try to mitigate and set some standards and some guidelines on a heavy industrial use, which we do not have. We have general and we have light industrial, but we do not have anything that is near what we need that is going to impact our community. And so I drafted this ordinance, and if you all read it, it pretty much kind of spells everything out. Now, as some of us were speaking before, they liked some of the things in it, they didn't like some of the things in it. And I said, okay, so we could do a floor amendment and everybody add or take away what they do and don't like about it. So, and as one member said, you know, absolutely not. I think that we need to meet with planning and zoning, and we need to have a work session with them regarding an ordinance. So I respect that. Again, I think that we need to be proactive, and that was the whole point of me drafting this ordinance, is so we can start this conversation and get something established before a proposal is given to us.
I think we need to have that joint P&Z Board of Alderman meeting soon, so we can go through this line by line with the whole group and figure out exactly what we want to do as a collective. There's a lot of stuff in this amendment, this ordinance, and we need to be able to dissect it completely at a workshop.
Thank you for writing it, first of all.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I see some really good things that you've done here, and my concern is that we are a little narrow in our ordinance instead of, because I know what we're thinking, how to target the specific business. And I think it needs to be a broader ordinance, and then on top of that, once a business is proposed, we should be able to write separate restrictions to that business.
Yes. I also would give legal time to look it over and see what they think of it. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to look at it. So I want to give them time to be able to look at it. And then we can have that P&Z meeting with them.
How long do you think it will take you to do that, to look over it?
I have not looked at it at all, so I can't really give you an estimate at this point, but we can certainly do so in the future.
Okay, so we can get him a copy of that so he can cruise through it, so we can try to establish a time that we can meet with planning and zoning, and we can have a work session regarding this.
Yes, because we gotta get this right. Can't go in it one side or another. We gotta get this perfectly right for us, for the community, and for the people.
Hi, I'm Barb Walsh. I live out in the county. I think the last thing we need to do is make it broader. It needs to be more specific because they can just generalize everything. Oh, well, you didn't specify what was excessive.
I don't think he means it by that. I think what he's saying is if you're going to have a heavy industrial, it needs to cover more businesses than just a data center.
Yes.
I think is what he's trying to get
It can't
at.
be just specific to a data center. It has to
Correct.
be all industries that would be considered heavy industrial or light industrial.
In other words, it would be illegal to write an ordinance that said, we will not allow data centers.
Correct.
So you can't do
But we need to be more specific on what excessive means.
Correct, we do, and because my excessive and your excessive and his could all be different. So I agree with you on that, but we can't just do it for just data centers. And
Correct.
stuff. We gotta make sure all heavy industrial and light industrial is specified. And I want to have P and Z in there so we can all collectively dissect this ordinance one by one.
Okay.
And I want him to be able to look it over and give his feedback to us too.
Thank you.
My name's Fred Hudgens. I live out in past Pendleton. And my concern is our well is already 600 feet deep. Okay, so these massive amounts of water that these data centers use, I mean, how many people can go and afford and have another $25,000 or $30,000 well drilled? Because you keep using up the water. So that's my concern.
I completely understand, and we all feel that concern. That's part of the ordinance that's in here that we want to go over, and we want to be able to go over it collectively as a group, and that's why I'm calling for that workshop.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry about that.
Sorry.
Apologize.
I took over.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thanks.
Right, 2 minutes.
Anybody else want to?
I'm good with a workshop.
That's where I agree with Alderman Waite. I think we need to do it sooner than later. I think we need to put something out tomorrow to try and see what the times they can come in. And if not everybody can attend, we still need to make that date sooner. I do agree with everyone, actually. Number one, like I said, you did a lot of research to put a lot of things in here. You gave a lot of definitions that I was kind of surprised because I've never seen them come up with the definitions like that. So.
I've been working on this for 2 straight months researching. So,
Yeah, and I'm not knocking you. I'm
There's a lot
saying
in
it
there.
was real nice to see. Usually that's where we get reminded a lot of details by legal to bring up. But I do agree there are little small areas that I think we do need to bring up and talk about to get more detailed and some of the specifics. But there are other ones that it's very detailed inside of that.
I feel like it's a very good starting point.
I always hate doing these type of things because you feel like you're critiquing somebody who worked really hard on
No,
something.
we should critique it. It's an
Well,
ordinance.
we should, but it always feels like you're kind of cutting
You know.
somebody's throat and you don't like doing that. But like I said, there is a lot of detail in here that, I'm happy to see. So I think it's a great basis, and yeah, I think we do need to have discussions with P&Z. I think we need to involve them, just like the new mother who unfortunately couldn't stick around.
Right. I hope she's okay. Somebody's check.
You know what she said, sometimes we get a little cross-up sometimes on what's being presented in P&Z, and we try and have more topics and discussions with P&Z to try and stay on a constant plane of understanding or changing some of the ordinances to be able to fit something that we're seeing is there's a gap in or a hole in. And I feel like once you have that type of group, you have to have talks with that, even about something like this. So yeah, no, I think it'd be a great thing, but I would like to see it sooner than later. So if you don't mind sending those out tomorrow and see if you can get some dates, that'd be great.
And are you guys all okay with me reaching out to a couple state offices to
absolutely. Yeah.
extend an offer to them?
I think, I know I've contacted Ameren. I'd like for Brandy to contact DNR, and I'd like to have those people lined up to be able to come out and
I'll reach
speak.
out to the Office of Public Counsel if you're
As
going to
people
reach
as
out
well.
to the DNR.
And hopefully that'll get some answers for everybody, or maybe solidify your opinions at where you're at. I'm not trying to sway either way, I just think we need facts laid out. Are there any more questions on this? You good with where we're at right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Next will be the annexation of 1.98 acres on Highway AA.
At the last meeting, there was a public hearing for this annexation, and this is the ordinance officially annexing it into the city limits of Warrenton.
So, this is not tongue-in-cheek, this is me asking seriously. This meets all the state statute for annexation, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion for the first reading of bill number 4925.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Schultz, seconded by Alderman Lang.
An ordinance annexing a certain unincorporated area contiguous to the city limits of the city of Warrenton, Missouri, and generally located north of Highway AA into the city of Warrenton, Missouri.
I'll entertain a motion for the second reading of bill number 49-25.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Quarter, seconded by Alderman Waite.
An ordinance annexing a certain unincorporated area contiguous to the city limits of the city of Warrenton, Missouri, and generally located north of Highway AA into the city of Warrenton, Missouri.
Roll call vote?
Alderman Crump.
Yes.
Alderman Quarter.
Yes.
Alderman Waite.
Yes.
Alderman Romaker.
Yes.
Alderman Lang.
Yes.
Alderman Schultz.
Yes.
Bill passes 6-0.
It's a free involvement. And Chris Officer, Board Ladies,
Are you bringing up the second one, Melody?
I'm sorry, sir.
Request for road closure for Hometown Christmas Parade at 5 p.m. and Hometown Christmas Event at 4 p.m. on December 6th.
So we're going to have the parade starting from 4:45 is the road closure. They're going to line up on Pool by Blackhawk Middle School, come down Main Street, and then continue past City Hall, exiting out toward the roundabout. And then the road closure is just for this area between City Hall and the Annex Building, this little strip of South Walton.
The full road is going to be closed.
Just this area right here in
Yeah,
between the
that's what I
two.
mean, though. Not like one lane, it's going to be the full.
No, both of them will be closed.
That's what I was asking. Write that down.
Okay. We have 47, 5:45 to 5:30. How long is 47 going to be?
4:45. You were asking how long will 47 be shut down?
Yeah. Do they have an
There will
approximate?
be officers there who will let traffic through if it becomes too backed up. Which is the same thing they do when they have the
So they'll just stop?
homecoming parade and the fair parade. Yes, there's somebody there that can actually stop the traffic if it gets too bad.
All right. Thank you, Molly.
Are there any other questions on that? All right, I will entertain a motion to approve the road closures for Hometown Christmas Parade and an event on December 6th.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Lang, seconded by Alderman Waite. Roll call vote?
Alderman Quarter.
Yes.
Alderman Waite.
Yes.
Alderman Romaker.
Yes.
Alderman Lang.
Yes.
Alderman Schultz.
Yes.
Alderman Crump.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0. Next will be the liquor by drink liquor license for Two Dudes Barbecue located at 612 North Highway 47.
So they've decided to sell alcohol.
It's pretty
It's really good
plain.
barbecue, so.
Any questions on that?
No questions.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the liquor by drink liquor license for Two Dudes Barbecue located at 612 North Highway 47.
So moved.
Second.
We'll go with Alderman Lang, seconded by Alderman Romaker. Roll call vote.
Alderman Romaker.
Yes.
Alderman Lang?
Yes.
Alderman Schultz?
Yes.
Alderman Crump?
Yes.
Alderman Quarter?
Yes.
Alderman Wade?
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0. Next, we'll hear from City Administrator Brandy Walters.
Good evening. The first thing that I have for you tonight is the trash contract. Our current carrier is Grace Hauling, and that contract ends on December 31st. They have offered to do a renewal for 2 years, keeping the pricing the same for 2026. And then in 2027, for that second year, it would have an increase of 95 cents per single family. So that's what I have in front of you tonight if you would like to renew that contract.
Randy, did we ever put any of this out for bid, rebid?
We do. We actually put it out for bid if they're not willing to keep pricing the same. There's not a state statute that we put it out every year. And last year when we did our contract, actually 2 years ago, I believe, when we did our contract, we had in the contract that they had the option to renew.
How much did you say it would increase?
For 2026, it would stay the same. There would not be any increase, but in 27, it would increase 95 cents per single family household.
Okay.
Any other questions? I'll entertain a motion for the first reading of Bill number 50-25.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Quarter, seconded by Alderman Lang. Is that correct?
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to execute a second extension to the city contractor agreement with Grace Hauling, Inc.
I'll entertain a motion for the second reading of Bill number 50-25.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Romaker, seconded by Alderman Schultz.
Correct.
I'm sorry, who was it?
Schultz.
Dr. Schultz. An ordinance authorizing the mayor to execute a second extension to the city contractor agreement with Grace Hauling, Inc.
Roll call vote.
Alderman Lang?
Yes.
Alderman Schultz?
Yes.
Alderman Crump?
Yes.
Alderman Quarter?
Yes.
Alderman Wade?
Yes.
Alderman Romaker?
Yes.
Bill passes 6-0.
The only other thing I have for you is a reminder that bulk item trash pickup is on November 10th for the north side of Boone Slick and November 11th for the south side of Boone Slick. That's all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Brandy.
Next, we have from Director of Operations, John Struckoff.
Good evening. First item I have for you tonight is the monthly admin report. A few things to note is we had 25 department safety meetings in the month of September. We're still hiring for a couple positions. We did 4 interviews and 36 social media posts. I'd be happy to answer any questions on admin report, excuse me.
All good.
Anyone?
Nope.
All right.
Next thing I got for you is the building report. We issued 62 permits in the month of September. We closed out 60 permits, and we completed 226 inspections. A couple items to note, Ivy League and ELS continue to build single-family homes in Woodland Heights. Ivy League has 20 total permits and 10 have been closed out already. ELS is building 4 at this time. Rowell's is busy building Pinckney Ridge and will be starting to build in Walnut Hollow again very soon, if they haven't started already. Dynamic Contracting is continuing to build in Park Hill subdivision. ELS is also building multiple buildings in the Parkview subdivision and also nearing completion of multifamily section at Creekside Development. MH Thornton has their second foundation completed in Westwood Farms, and framing is well underway on their first home there, so going well there. Mr. Wolf's multifamily development off of Wolf Road is nearing completion. School construction, if you haven't been by there lately, they got most of the under roof already, so they're cruising there. Dobbs is nearing completion, and the final inspection will be in the next couple weeks. They'll be open for business in probably within a month. Hampton Inn is progressing quickly. The elevator shafts and stairwells are complete, and framing is well underway. The second floor is nearing completion, and they'll just keep on building up, so they're cruising on that as well. The new Dollar General building is pretty much done. Final inspection is going to be completed in the next couple days, and so they'll be merchandising here very soon. I'll be happy to answer any questions if I can.
Hampton is 4 stories, correct?
4 stories, correct.
Okay. Yeah, 80-some rooms, is that?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
Okay, thanks.
When are they wanting to get that done by?
As fast as possible. I haven't heard a solid opening or projection date in a while.
Depending on the weather.
Yeah, they're going to be coming into winter
windy out there
soon.
today.
So
Is Hampton going to have a pool or no pool?
yes, I believe they're going to have a pool. Yep.
Want to go swimming?
He's got to rehab that shoulder.
Yeah.
Any other questions for him?
Nah, that's all I got.
Thank you.
Bye, John.
All right, next item I have for you tonight is our annual insurance renewal. We got quotes from Trek County Agency again, and the current premium, accounting for endorsements, additions, subtractions through this year is approximately $304,881, including the cyber policy, and the total renewal premium with all lines beginning November 1st will be $327,840. So the overall increase is approximately 7.5% over last year. And that percentage is likely a little lower due to prorated endorsements premiums versus the full-term endorsement premiums.
So what is the total you're going with?
So the total is $327,840.
Any questions on that? I'll entertain a motion to renew the property and liability insurance in the amount of $327,840.
So moved.
Second. You can get Roger, that's fine.
Motion made by Alderman Lang, seconded by Alderman Romaker. Roll call vote.
Alderman Schultz?
Yes.
Alderman Crump?
Yes.
Alderman Quarter?
Yes.
Alderman Waite?
Yes.
Alderman Romaker?
Yes.
Alderman Lang?
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we'll hear from Finance Officer Megan Welder.
Good evening, Mayor and Board. You have my financial report for the month of August. A few things to highlight for revenue. Charges for services in the general fund were over projection by about $59,000 due to pool-related transactions, trash, and utility penalties. Then in the water and sewer fund, we're actually under budget, about $149,000 mainly due to industrial sewer. However, this is being offset by interest earned on investments. And we are still continuing to be over on projected revenues in other and licenses in the general fund, as we have been in prior months. For expenses, the police department is over $69,000 due to timing in several categories: vehicle repairs and maintenance, and salary-related expenses due to employee payouts. Executive is over $22,000. But it's really just due to timing on attorney invoices, should even out the remainder of the year. Building is under due to salary-related expenses to the tune of $31,000. Street is under $33,000 for salary-related expenses. However, that's going to be offset by 2 water and sewer department employees. So then the sewer's over budget $66,000 due to salary-related expenses, offset by the street, and then also repair and maintenance on equipment. Have any questions in regards to the financials for August?
Don't believe I do.
That's all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Randy, I'd like for you to introduce the new individual who's not here. The chief's not here, so the new individual that is here.
Oh, you're right, yes.
Since some people may not know him.
Yes, so tonight we have with us our new lieutenant, Lieutenant Hanner.
Congratulations.
Congratulations on your promotion.
So we'll hear from our new lieutenant.
Yes. Good evening, Mayor and Board. You have in front of you our monthly report. If there's not any questions on that, I have a few traffic directives I'd like to explain.
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first one, obviously, around the high school, it's still continuing, but basically the guys are anywhere around Pinckney, Warrior, Worthington, and Roy. They are there during arrival and dismissal. We're trying to correct some driving patterns of the students leaving, or coming and going, I should say. The other traffic enforcement area, we do have the MoDOT grant on Highway 70, which started, let's see here, October 8th. Officers are there from 8 p.m. until 7 a.m. in the morning. Sometimes the construction company is requesting 2 officers, but most of the time it's just 1 that is sitting out on 70. Those are my 2 things.
8 p.m. to what? Can you tell?
Yeah, sorry, 8 p.m. to 7 a.m.
So I would take it that some of the traffic directives around the high school is your soft way of saying if your young children come home with tickets and driving erratically,
We
don't
prefer
be
not to.
very mad because the warning's been given out.
So we had other resident concerns also about that traffic and cutting through certain streets to get to the school. So we knew that we didn't have the manpower, so they were supposed to kind of mix it up a little bit and hit all those areas to show some police presence. Have we done that?
Yes, yeah, they have been sitting in various areas around there.
Any streets in particular that we're having concerns with?
Worthington was a big one, and they've been sitting on there a lot. Calls permitting, obviously.
And we don't have any overtime officers working during the day on the highway for MoDOT?
I would imagine there's probably highway patrol officers covering those other times.
I think last meeting, they talked about most of the construction was going to start occurring between 8 PM and 7 AM timeframes, and that's when they wanted the presence. There would be sporadic work during the day, is the way I understood it.
I'm hearing just a lot of complaints that they're not seeing any police officers through this stretch. So that's why I was asking about what times that our officers are going to be out there. So thank you.
Any other questions? All right. Well, once again, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
Thank you.
Next, we'll hear from Director of Planning and Development, Tim Burks.
Good evening, Mayor and Board. You have a copy of my monthly report for September. One highlight, we had one business open. It's Coco Nails Spa at 520 Warrenton Center on September 5th. You have any questions on the report?
Do that.
All right, the first project we have tonight is the Walton Street Boundary Line Adjustment, SUBD 129. The applicant is David and Lori Robinette. The location is going to be 206 West Walton Street. Currently zone C2 General Commercial and R3 High Density Residential. Louis Beatty, on behalf of David and Lori Robinette, requests approval of a boundary line adjustment plat to combine Lot 3 and 6 at 206 West Walton Street into a single parcel. The adjustment does not create any additional lots and require no extension of public utility infrastructure. The board approved a right-of-way vacation for the alley between Lot 3 and 6 on August 19. And per my report, all boundary line adjustment items have been met and are consistent with our current code. So they own the lot to the south. There was a alley that was not used, so they vacated that alley, and now they're conducting they're requesting the boundary line adjustment to turn the two lots into one. Okay. This went to P&Z on October 7th. The motion passed 7-0 with one absent and two vacancy. Art Corman's here from Lewis and Beatty if you have any questions.
You guys have any questions?
No.
Bart, I won't make you get up if they're not going to have questions. I'll entertain a motion for the first reading of Bill number 51-25.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Corder, second by Alderman Lang.
An ordinance of the City of Warrenton, Missouri approving a boundary adjustment plat for Lot 3A, Block 13 of the original town of Warrenton, located at 206 West Walton, to the city.
I'll entertain a motion for the second reading of Bill number 51-25.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Schultz, seconded by Alderman Romaker.
An ordinance of the City of Warrenton, Missouri approving a boundary adjustment plat for Lot 3A, Block 13 of the original town of Warrenton, located at 206 West Walton, to the city.
Roll call vote.
Alderman Crump.
Yes.
Alderman Corder.
Yes.
Alderman Waite.
Yes.
Alderman Romaker.
Yes.
Alderman Lang.
Yes.
Alderman Schultz.
Yes.
Bill passes 6-0.
All right, the next project is the Frick Boundary Line Adjustment, SUBD 130. Applicant's name is Ronald Frick. The address is going to be 415 South Morgan Street. Currently zone R3 High Density Residential. Okay. Louis Beatty, on behalf of Ronald Frick, requests approval of a boundary line adjustment plat to combine lots 1, 2, 3, and 4 at 415 South Morgan Street into a single parcel lot 1A. The adjustment does not create any additional lots or require no extension of public utility infrastructure. Per my report, all boundary line adjustments have been met and are consistent with our current code. So this lot had 4 separate parcels on it. It's the original house there at the corner where they're building the new Park Hills subdivision. So they are combining all those 4 lots into one single lot. This went to P&Z on October 2nd, where it passed 7-0 with 1 absent and 2 vacancies. Again, Bart Corman's here from Lewis Beatty, if you have any questions on that one.
Before he gets up, does anybody have any questions?
Nah.
You're getting easy tonight, Bart.
Lucky boy are.
I'll entertain a motion for the first reading of bill number 52-25.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Rollmaker, seconded by Alderman Lang.
An ordinance of the City of Warrenton, Missouri approving a boundary adjustment plat for Lot 1A, Park Hills Plat 1 to the city.
I'll entertain a motion for the second reading of bill number 52-25.
So the
Second.
I thought somebody said something, sorry. Motion made by Alderman Lang, seconded by Alderman Corder.
An ordinance of the City of Warrenton, Missouri approving a boundary adjustment plat for Lot 1A, Park Hills Plat 1 to the city.
Roll call vote.
Alderman Corder?
Yes.
Alderman Waite?
Yes.
Alderman Rollmaker?
Yes.
Alderman Lang?
Yes.
Alderman Schultz?
Yes.
Alderman Crump?
Yes.
Bill passes 6-0.
The next project is the Woodland at Picnic Ridge Boundary Line Adjustment, SUBD 131. Applicant is Rouse Development, LLC. The location, it's 53.6 acres east of Pinckney and west of Water Street. It's currently zoned Ag 1. The purpose of this boundary line adjustment is to realign the southern portion of the parcel number 2 to 53.64 acres. This adjustment is necessary to ensure a planned unit development PUD is contained within a single parcel, which is a requirement of the city code. By consolidating the PUD on a single parcel, the project will comply with applicable regulations and simplify further administrative and facilitate effective site planning and development. Per my report, all boundary line adjustments have been met and are consistent with our current code. It went to P&Z on October 2nd, where the motion passed 7-0 with 1 absent, 2 vacancy. The engineer and applicants here, if you have any questions for them.
Questions? No? No. All right, I'll entertain a motion for the first reading of bill number 53-25.
So moved.
second.
Motion made by Alderman Rollmaker, seconded by Alderman Lang.
An ordinance of the City of Warrenton, Missouri approving a boundary adjustment plat for the Woodlands at Pinckney Ridge to the city.
I'll entertain a motion for the second reading of bill number 53-25.
So moved.
Second.
Discuss it.
I don't care.
Motion made by Alderman Schultz, seconded by Alderman Lang.
An ordinance of the City of Warrenton, Missouri approving a boundary adjustment plat for the Woodlands at Pinckney Ridge to the city.
Roll call vote.
Alderman Waite?
Yes.
Alderman Rollmaker?
Yes.
Alderman Lang?
Yes.
Alderman Schultz?
Yes.
Alderman Crump?
Yes.
Alderman Corder?
Yes.
Bill passes 6-0.
Okay, our last project's going to be the Woodlands at Pinckney Ridge, PUD 005. The applicant is Rouse Development, LLC. Location is 53.6 acres east of Pinckney and west of Water Street. The purpose of the PUD request, the development proposed a residential subdivision named the Woodlands at Pinckney Ridge, located within the city limits of Warrenton. The site encompasses approximately 53.63 acres, situated east of Pinckney Street, southwest of South Water Street, northeast of Warrior Avenue. The PUD proposed 112 single-family homes. Approximately 19.5 acres, or 36.73% of the total site, will be preserved as common ground, owned and maintained by a homeowners association. The current proposed relies on a single point of access to serve the 112 single-family homes. The planned connection for South Water Street to Warrior Avenue will not be constructed until further phases of the developments are completed. which may take up to 5 years, leaving the subdivision temporarily isolated. Amenities, the proposed pedestrian trail will provide connectivity between these two open space areas extending around the west edge of Area 1 before curving northeast towards Area 2. There is only one proposed amenity, which is not consistent with Section 405.125, letter G and J. The site code, or the city code, requires 3 amenities for development of 12 acres or more. The density, the proposed density for the project is 2.8 dwelling units per acre. And the lot size, yard requirement, deviation, 69 of the proposed lots do not meet the minimum lot area requirement of 10,000 square feet established in Section 405 of the single-family dwelling. The developer requests a deviation to reduce the minimum lot width from 70 feet to 62 feet and reduce the minimum lot area from 10,000 square feet to 8,000 square feet for these 69 lots. Staff has reviewed the proposed plan unit development, PUD, and determined that it does not comply with Chapter 410 of subdivision regulation of the Warrenton Municipal Code. Specifically, the 69 of the proposed lots are below the minimum lot requirement of the 10,000 square feet for a single-family dwelling, as outlined in Section 405 of the City Code. All required items and notices have been provided and completed according to state and local law. This went to P&Z on October 2nd, where the motion passed 5-2 with 1 absent and 2 vacancy. The engineer and the applicant is here to answer any questions, and I believe they may have a presentation for you.
I do have a couple questions before they come up. Why is this being presented before us if it's not meeting our code?
Pardon me?
Why is this being presented before us if it's not meeting our code?
It's being presented under a PUD, which they can ask for, a deviation in certain items in our code.
What was his reasoning for needing the PUD?
Because the lot sizes are 62 feet instead of 70 and 8,000 square feet instead of 10,000.
All right, thank you.
You guys can come up if you want to present.
Couple little packets if I can hand out to you guys.
Sure. Yeah, by all means. Thank you. Thank you. Just one. Thanks, sir.
Good evening. My name is Jeff Moon with Bax Engineering, here to represent Rouse Engineering in this development. As I mentioned, the zoning for this is currently Ag 1, and the proposed rezoning is to PUD. And the reason we have the R3 underlining zoning district is simply because you need the residential zoning to do a planned use development in for the houses. You can't do Ag with the PUD. So we're really not asking for deviations. I know it says that, but that's just the underlying zoning. When you apply for a PUD, then you can request amendments in the size of the lots, the width, the square footage, etc., setback lines. The only requirements with the PUD is the density of it and the lot coverage, okay, which we have those and we meet those requirements. I would point out that if you look at the lots, okay, they talked about it, only 25% of our lots are less than 9,000 square feet. There's only 4 that are even close to 8,000. Most of the majority of those lots are between 86 to 8,800 square feet. We've got 43 between 9 and 10,000, which is really 38.5% of the lots. And then we have 41 over 10,000, which is 36.5% of the lots. So the majority of the lots are much larger. The reasoning with the narrow of the lots is with their house configuration, what they make with their house, with doing these 7-foot side yards, what this allows is that they have more backyards. I know one lady brought up about having a side yard to put a gardening in, but her house looks at it as that it's better to have the backyard area for your kids to play in. You can put a garden in your backyard also, put a pool, a deck, whatever you have. The side yard area, whether you have 7 feet or 12 feet, there's really not a whole lot. We feel it's better to have the open land where you can use it better in the backyards. That's why they proposed that, to do that that way. So like I say, most of our lots are, meet the size. Like I say, it's not really a deviation. We're requesting just some amendments for the PUD to do that with that, to make that. As has been mentioned before, we have about over a third of our property is going to remain wooded in a common ground area. We have 2 detention basins. We are proposing a walking trail around the back of the lots along the wooded path. There's possibility to do some other things, but we don't know as far as going through the tree lines. We don't want to do anything, really show something till we know what the trees are. We want to set something up that are going to save the major trees and not disturb as many trees as possible. Try to save everything that we can. This is the south half of the property with the boundary adjustment. It was made to meet the requirements of this limit for the PUD. The second half is a future phase, and then Warrior will be connected into the street to the north to make it a second connection. We do have approval from the fire marshal for our development. He was okay with the single access, the way we have it designed. And I'll let Adam talk about his actual buildings and development.
Hey, thank you all for your time. I am Adam Baer, Director of Development with Rouse Company. And again, thank you for the opportunity to present our plans to you. A little bit about Rouse Company. We're a local family-owned home builder, been in the St. Louis area for 3 generations. Currently, we're in Warrenton, Warren County, of course, Jefferson, St. Charles, St. Louis, Lincoln, and Franklin counties. What our mission is to improve lives by building great homes. That's what we revolve everything around. We do this through innovative floor plans, using livability, quality craftsmanship, and personable service. All of that's backed by our 10-year warranty. By using low-maintenance materials, professionally designed elevations, color schemes, landscaping packages, sodded yards, we're able to ensure that we've got curb appeal from day one, and then it's going to last for years. So that neighborhood's going to look good 10 years down the road. To kind of feed off what Jeff was saying with the woodlands at Pinckney Ridge, this one is located adjacent to Pinckney Ridge, where we're building in now. So it's going to be a continuation of that. It's 112 single-family homes, and they're going to average, the home sites will average 10,656 square feet. The handout I gave to you shows that layout on the front page. And then the second page has a comparison between what we're doing currently in Pinckney and what we're proposing to do in Woodlands. And then a little farther back, some renderings of the homes we're proposing, which is the exact same homes we're doing in Pinckney. If you take a look at that comparison, again, you'll see we've almost got 20 acres of common ground, which is over a third of the site. The 2 size criterias, the lot size criterias for a PUD, again, is density and lot coverage. Our density is 2.1 homes per acre compared to 3 in Pinckney. That's well under the 10 that's required for a PUD, and in the comprehensive plan, it lists 3 to 5 is the range that they're wanting it to be in. As far as lot coverage, we'll be at about 15%. PUD says 35%, so we're well under that as well. Affordability. Everybody's been feeling this, right? Rising land costs, materials, interest rates, on top of inflation of everyday items. Everybody's feeling it. it's made homeownership even more difficult. In Warrenton, the median household income is $64,000. An entry-level home, a new construction, is about $300,000 right now. That requires $75,000 to $80,000 in income to comfortably afford that mortgage. By allowing the slightly narrower lots, we are able to save over $10,000 in that lot development cost. I can guarantee that. I apologize for any confusion or gray area I might have had at P&Z, but that is a direct savings. We can calculate that based off of the land price, the streets, the sanitary sewers, the storm sewers, all the infrastructure we have to put in. That lot cost is a fixed input on every home, right? It goes directly into what the base cost of the house is going to be. So by reducing that lot cost up front, that's a direct savings on the back end. This helps make new homes attainable for first-time buyers, young families, and essential workers, key groups that are identified in Warrenton's comprehensive plan. As far as does that 10,000 plus actually matter to people? Yeah, it does. That's a huge difference. I think the $30 that was put out, I think that was calculated based off of 10,000 divided by 360 months. When you figure the actual impact, it's more when you factor in your interest rates, you know, the PMI, all those different things that go into your mortgage, your insurance. So it is a bigger number. Don't just take it from me though. According to the National Association of Home Builders, for every $1,000 increase in a home price, that takes 140,000 households out of that market. So it makes a huge impact on people. Keeping costs manageable ensures local residents can qualify for financing and stay here in Warrenton. Without doing the adjustment, higher costs, lot costs are going to force higher home prices. That's going to lead to fewer attainable homes for local families and workforce. That's directly at odds with what the comprehensive plan is asking for. Slower sales and neighborhood build-out delays property tax revenue and community stability. Again, the little bit narrower lot is a simple, cost-effective way to help Warrenton meet the housing and growth goals. I'll refer you back to your packet again. Recent trends show that the growing need for attainable housing. There's a picture of a map of Missouri with the counties in there. That's showing Missouri is experiencing more deaths than births. It underscores the importance of attracting and retaining young families. Other states around Missouri, they're pulling people, young people, families from our state and taking them to other states. And we need to try to retain those. The last sheet in the packet kind of shows the home to income ratios. So the median home to income ratio in 1980 was 4.8 times your income. Now it's 6.6. Median home payment is share of income. Between 2009 and 2022, 30% of that payment was the income. Now it's up to 47, so almost half of that pay is going towards the payment. First-time home buyers. In 1980, they were in their 20s and they accounted for 34% of purchases. Now they're 38 years old and they account for only 24% of the purchases. So you can see how these trends show it's increasingly difficult for families to purchase homes. That highlights the need to keep sales prices lower. What we're proposing at the Woodlands directly supports this by providing high-quality attainable homes for Warrenton's workforce, singles, and young families. It's exactly as identified in the comprehensive plan. These people are the future workforce and the children for the schools. Again, the comprehensive plan promotes home ownership as a cornerstone of strong, stable neighborhoods. And by maintaining quality, which we're doing, we can still improve affordability. The Woodland helps more families put down roots, strengthening the community for the long term. So again, our plan received the recommendation of approval from P&Z, confirming it meets the PUD standards set out in the city's code and the comprehensive plan. We're excited about this opportunity. I think it's going to be great, and it's going to help provide attainable, high-quality homes for Warrenton. Thank you for your time and open to any questions you guys have between me and Jeff.
So
Hopefully we
what's
can
the
get an
average size house that you guys are going to be putting on?
Average size house, I'm guessing about 1,500 square feet probably.
That's going to be even included on the smaller lot sizes too?
Yeah, it's going to be the same homes that we're offering in Pinckney. So I think it ranges from about 1,200 to.
And that's going to be about $10,000 less on the lot size?
10,000 plus, yep, just on the lot.
Okay.
How many home sites do you lose if you bring it to city code? 10,000 square foot?
If we bring it to the R3 code?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you know what that number is?
Roughly maybe 10 to 12.
So you lose 10 to 12 houses?
So 100 houses instead of 112.
So why can't you just keep it in code? If your cost savings going to be 10,000 for reducing the lot size, why don't you just keep it in code and build 10 less houses?
What we're proposing would fit within the PUD code.
No. R3. Yeah, R3, but you're saying it doesn't match the code.
We're not, I think that's a clarification. This is not a deviation from code. We had to have a residential underlying zoning in order to do a PUD. We could not do it under ag. So that was just to get a residential zoning. The PUD allows you to request any lot size, any setbacks, square footage, of those variations.
So why didn't you do that on this last development, your development out at Woodland, or over at Hickory? I mean, guys, it doesn't make sense. You're changing this up whenever you've already submitted things in the old way to meet the 10,000 square foot. Now you're submitting under a PUD, which is something I'm going to be honest with you guys. No developer has done that. They submit it the other way. This is the first time it's being submitted, and I'm going to ask you another question. Have you guys been to any of our meetings where people have said they don't want to see houses stacked on top of each other like they did behind in Bruni Park? Have you guys been to that meeting?
I was not at that meeting. I have been to meetings though, and I have heard.
I've seen you before.
I've heard from people that have expressed that affordability is an issue for people.
I get the affordability, but...
And I guess to go back to your question too a little bit here, the reason we're asking for this is to reduce that lot cost for each home.
But how can you guarantee that it truly will? See, that's the thing, is it's going to be at market value, is it not?
It's a direct, it's not going to go in our pocket. We're competing against people that are, rebuild or resale houses. We're competing against other builders. We have to keep that price down as low as we can. The driving factor on that development cost, which is direct input into the base cost, is what are those development costs? We've got the same amount of infrastructure, whether we have 70-foot lots, 80-foot lots, 62-foot lots. By doing the 62, we can spread that cost out over more and therefore reduce that base cost.
But I kind of agree with the young lady that was talking here earlier. We are on the beginning of the growth in Warren County, and we worked over a year to get the R3 set up and talked about the 10,000 square feet. And I don't think that allowing you to come in here and change just because it's a PUD asking for that, I'm not sure that's viable within what we currently have. And like I said, we worked on this for over a year. If you come in here and ask for this, we'll have every builder in this community or every builder in the country coming in here wanting to come in under a PUD. So.
And I don't want you to mistake me. I've been in your homes. They're quality homes. I'm not knocking you on your build. You guys build a great home. I've walked through them. I've talked to people that have bought them. They're very satisfied and happy with their homes. I don't have a problem with that. I'm having a little hang up on this, guys.
The PUD is part of your code. You guys,
absolutely is. We're not arguing whether it's part of it.
We're just using part of your code
well,
to do
that's
this
fine.
development.
No, and I understand.
So,
I just understand that it's hitting a little weird right now.
I think you guys have heard feedback from people too, right, about affordability. It's it's a problem for everybody. So what we're trying to do is create a blend. We're trying to lower that price down while still giving, I understand you guys also want, and people want, they want the size of their lot, right? They want a place for their kids to play. We're still giving that too. We're on average, we're over 10,500 square feet a lot. We're giving them lots of space. I think in the R3, the straight R3 zoning, I mean, it can be, if it's a duplex, it's 5,000 square feet a unit. So we're over twice that.
I understand. I think we understand exactly what you're saying. But we also have to look at this 20 years down the road, the aesthetics of this, what's this going to look like? These houses so close together and the resale value on that. And it's, I'm sure, proven out there, most young families want a larger lot for their kids. They don't want to buy homes that are like right there. I would not, and that's my opinion, but I understand what you're trying to do. I just, for me, it's what is this going to look like and how appealing is it going to be 20 years down the road?
We're not asking for a change in the side yard. The houses are going to be 14 foot apart, whether it's a 62-foot lot or a 70-foot lot.
So with
We're not asking for that.
So with the houses being, 1,500 square foot, how can you guarantee it's not going to be smaller on the side yard? But also,
because it's restricted. That's the requirement of the code.
So we said that 10,000 square, 10,000 square foot because we listened to our constituents. That's what they wanted. They wanted that lot size. They wanted bigger lots. I don't think going smaller for you guys is the best ideal for our constituents.
You also approved a PUD, which allows you to make requests for variations. Doing this allows us to be able to keep more of the trees and everything in it, and to do that, to give you more wooded area, more open space. Like I said, the lot, the size of the width of it is not going to change. You're still going to have 7-foot side yards. We didn't ask for a deviation of that.
And the other thing, you guys talk about affordability, but it's only a $10,000 lot, price reduction. Most of that cost is going to be in the housing itself, but you're still wanting to do 1,600 square foot houses there, which is going to be similar in price to what's already being built on a lot size that we do approve.
And those lots in Pinckney, that was under, I think before your zoning was updated, so I think it was some different criteria there, if I remember.
Do you know what your current cost per square foot is for building?
I do not know.
North of $200?
I'm sorry, I don't. I do more the development side, so.
I don't have anything to do with the houses.
But most of your homes are $300,000, right? Or roughly around there.
Like at Pinckney, they're starting just under 300.
Just under 300.
Just about 289 or
somewhere in that range, yep.
Right.
So roughly.
So it
$300, $200 a square foot.
Yeah.
Roughly. So.
Which going down $10,000.
I just feel like it's sort of, and I appreciate your homes, they're beautiful, but it's sort of giving you an advantage over a builder that wants to come in an R3 and build to code. And I just don't know that that's fair. So
well, the builders
maybe you could, maybe you could build on 10,000 square foot lots and build 1,400 square foot homes. Wouldn't that reduce the cost by?
Smaller home on a same size lot, what we approve? Would that be more affordable for people?
But again, we're going after
the 1,200.
We're going after the market, and what we see here is a neighborhood where young families, entry-level homes, they can come in here and it could be a place I could go and live with my 3 young kids. I would be all over those trails. I'd be all over those woods. This is something I personally could picture my family in.
Well,
and that's kind of what we're after.
I'm an older guy now, but I can tell you that 1,500 square feet wasn't really an option when I was a brand-new homeowner. I bought a 1,090 square foot home with one-car garage when I started my family.
My biggest thing is making it a smaller lot size, $10,000 plus less is not making it more affordable for young families. I think smaller homes that are entry-level homes would be more affordable than downsizing our lot size.
Well, I can tell you from personal experience, my daughter had their house for sale. Couldn't get nobody to look at it, even walk into it. They dropped it by $10,000 and they had an offer on it in 2 days after that. So the $10,000 does make a difference to people. It is an incentive to buy a place.
There again. Sure. I mean, I get it. Do you guys have any more questions for them?
No.
No.
Nope.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
All right, this is a bill, so I will entertain a motion for the first reading of bill number 54-25.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by McCorder, second by Alderman Lang.
In ordinance of the City of Warrenton, Missouri approving a rezoning request and PUD site plan for a certain development commonly known as the Woodlands at Pinckney Ridge located in the City of Warrenton, Missouri.
I'll entertain a motion for the second reading of bill number 54-25.
So moved.
Second.
First, second.
I'm going to go ahead and go with Alderman Waite for a first and Alderman Lang for a second, if you guys are good with that.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Mayor, who was first?
Alderman Waite. Seconded by Alderman Lang.
Thank you. An ordinance of the City of Warrenton, Missouri approving a rezoning request and PUD site plan for a certain development commonly known as the Woodlands at Pinckney Ridge located in the City of Warrenton, Missouri.
Roll call vote.
Alderman Romaker?
No.
Alderman Lang?
No.
Alderman Schultz?
No.
Alderman Crump?
No.
Alderman Quarter?
No.
Alderman Waite?
No.
The bill does not pass for a 0-6 vote. I will entertain a motion to close the regular Board of Alderman meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Waite, seconded by Alderman Lang. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay.
Nay.
We are so adjourned.